Caroline Leavitt has one job, and that is to lie, and she is just so bad at it. It's embarrassing. It's kind of sickening to watch. But that's not why we are talking about Caroline Leavitt today. We are talking about Caroline Leavitt because it is hilarious to watch the appearance that she just made on Fox. Treasured by President Obama so much that she was winning, throwing a hissy fit and melting down live on air. It was a complete disaster that we are going to get into, cause you are going to enjoy us smoking Caroline Leavitt. But before we do, if I could quickly ask you to leave a like on this video, and if you have not already and you enjoy our channel, to hit that subscribe button because it goes a long way in supporting our work. Now before we hear from the person who will not shut up, I wanna start with what they were winning about, and that is Donald Trump's crackdown on free speech. That is not something liberals are outraged about. Everyone is, including a GOP congressman calling out Trump right here.
Are you concerned about what the message that this sends to the country?
Well, there have been some wrong statements made, to say the least. When Attorney General said that they were going to go after hate speech, she backed off of that, but it was wrong. And I think the president doing threats against media is also wrong. We don't threaten the media. I think it's all right to say that was wrong, that information was false. I think there's grounds for that. But to threaten media and say you're going to pull their license, that's not what America's about. And we do have a freedom of speech, freedom of the press.
What I think feels different about the Jimmy Kimmel cancellation as compared to Stephen Colbert or the attacks on the AP for refusing to call the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America is that this is a wait and see cancellation. Stephen Colbert's show was ended right. Paramount needed to get their merger done. Larry Ellison and his little son needed to make sure that they were making Mr. Trump happy. That is why Stephen Colbert lost his show. But Jimmy Kimmel, ABC, is waiting to see if he will play nice, waiting to see if he will apologize to Donald Trump, and he will not. And in fact, this waiting period has destroyed them, because I assume you, like myself, are boycotting ABC, Disney, ESPN and their market cap because of that has lost about $3 billion. Donald Trump thinks he can quest Campbell. He thinks he can make us bend the knee. It's the same thing that conservatives have expected in the wake of Charlie Kirk shooting. The very reason why Campbell has been kicked off air by Donald Trump. They think they can get us to lionize him, to build a memorial on a false memory. It's not going to happen, and President Obama is making sure it does not only with his comments on Kirk, but also on Campbell.
People during their period of mourning and shock. We can also, at the same time, say that I disagree with the idea that the Civil Rights Act of 1964 was a mistake. That's not me politicizing the issue. It's making an observation about who are we as a country. I can say that I disagree with the suggestion that my wife or Justice Jackson does not have adequate brain processing power. I can say that
End of Jimmy Kimmel. President Obama wrote, after years of complaining about cancel culture, the current administration has taken it to a new and dangerous level by routinely threatening regulatory action against media companies unless they muzzle or fire reporters and commentators it does not like. Donald Trump is the one who will cancel, who will censor, who will punish anyone who does not fit the little princess Donald, and all of the praise that he needs to feel, that he needs to have, cause no one gave him a hooch. Mommy and Daddy did not like him, so Donald is making it our problem. But this was a common sense response from Barack Obama. It's the reason I played the Don Bacon clip, cause this is not liberal outrage. This is outrage. Anyone should be upset with this unless you are a paid propagandist or have your own form of Trump derangement syndrome, which is what Caroline Leavitt has. and it's why she was melting down on Fox.
President Obama, he has no idea what he's talking about. The decision to fire Jimmy Kimmel and to cancel his show came from executives at ABC. That has now been reported, and I can assure you it did not come from the White House, and there was no pressure given from the President of the United States. And how do I know that, Kaylee? Because I was with the President of the United States when this news broke in the United Kingdom. We were enjoying the beautiful and spectacular state visit that was put forth by the royal family and the Prime Minister of the UK.
Wait a second. So because Donald Trump was in the UK having a little pity parade thrown for him, cause again, he is a child, because he was overseas, he could not have pressured the FCC to crack down on Campbell. Which is what happened. We know that's what happened. He could not have done that because he was overseas. Do we not have phones? Do we? Can we not text call? I am sure you could send a letter and it would get there in time. What are you talking about? Are you saying that Donald Trump was so caught up in the pageantry of his state visit that he could not possibly focus on anything? Also, Caroline Leavitt is just like this argument is eclipsing on air. She is eclipsing on air. Her voice is so shrill. She is just like a screeching, and it's like kind of a screech scream. I am sorry. I just have to dole out my personal beef with Caroline Leavitt. I can also comment on how much plastic surgery she is clearly had. But I think right now we should stay on our argument that Donald Trump is too much of a buffoon to walk and chew his Big Mac at the same time. Is that really what you are trying to say? Well, Mr. Trump was too tired from his little joint around Merry England that he could not have possibly done any work because we know what a lazy fat fuck he is. Their arguments in favor of Trump are always like, Trump is an idiot. That is what we hear so much from conservatives around any weaponization of the Doge. This is certainly what we heard in the lead up to 2020, talking about how well Trump could not possibly orchestrate a coup. He is a moron and that's your leader what? It was like the thing that conservatives always said about Joe Biden, that he was on one hand, like cognitively in decline and was a puppet and did not even exist and was a robot. But also at the same time he was the mastermind pulling the strings of every decision and orchestrating an attack on Trump. But he also placed the evidence himself and he was Merrick Garland, and Merrick Garland was Barack Obama, who was also Hillary Clinton. I do not know this was their argument essentially. But what Levine is saying is nonsensical. It is inarticulate. It does not stand in reality. But that's what they want. They want to model your perception of it all. And they are about to get a very new dangerous tool to do so. And that is TikTok. An announcement that Caroline Leavitt made right here is incredibly important. So stick around for after the clip, cause I got a lot to say.
Just be very clear. This deal means that TikTok will be majority owned by Americans in the United States. There will be 7 seats on the board that controls the app in the United States, and 6 of those seats will be Americans. And the data and privacy will be led by one of America's greatest tech companies.
So it looks like TikTok is about to be acquired by one of the scariest billionaires out there right now. You might be thinking, well, Elon's not getting it, Zuck's not getting it, Bezos not getting it. Who am I missing? Larry Ellison is someone not nearly talked about enough. He was the founder of Oracle. He was last week for a period of time the richest man in the world. He stands to profit massively from the boom in AI technology because Oracle is a massive data center cloud storage company. It does not matter if they build a better chat model. They are benefiting of AI data storage. Big for Larry Ellison. Donald Trump of course pledged and has come in and deregulated this entire industry. So of course it can boom for a select few while working people lost their job in most to technology that does not work for a shareholder value that benefits a couple hundred people in America. That's it. That is the whole thing. What does Larry Ellison have to do with any of this? Okay, Oracle, he is buying TikTok. Sure, he needs a Trump. What connection is there other than that? Well, Larry Ellison's son is the CEO who just oversaw the merger between Skydance and Paramount. The merger that gave us the result of the cancellation of Stephen Colbert's show. Oh, that's interesting. Father and son working for Trump to silence Stephen Colbert, a loud and popular critic of the administration, are now going forward with purchasing CNN, CBS and TikTok. And all we have heard about TikTok is that its algorithm, which is incredibly powerful in shaping public opinion, could be used. Um, what is this tool? To make sure that people are satisfied with our nation leadership, that they want pro-America content getting pushed. So you have Larry Ellison and his son, who are already in bed with Trump as it pertains to controlling the media narrative around the administration. And on top of that, they are going to be purchasing the #1 score for news and information for Americans, TikTok, and they are going to be making sure that it is suitable to the regime. Are we seeing the pattern? Are we seeing the oligarchy? Is that not terrifying that a smaller and smaller group of people who are terrified of Donald Trump and need him for whatever select industry it may be? Bob Iger needs Donald Trump, so he does not block an acquisition that Disney is making currently. So that's why he needs him. Larry Ellison will be making decision about the TikTok algorithm, potentially has to keep Donald Trump happy so that he can get all of his deregulated AI data storage big box Oracle boom without any grief. So the information that you are saying is not selected in a marketplace that dictates what is best for you, what you want to consume or what you care about. But the decisions are made in boardrooms completely separate from those institutions to serve the smallest group of people in the country, making their corporation even bigger. That's where we are at. That is the oligarchy, and that is scary, because all of these guys are Donald Trump's bitch, cause they are terrified of standing up to him. So it is incumbent upon us, and I hate that. We always have to do the work, but we do the pushback against these people to boycott their products and to fight. We are gonna be doing so on this show every single day. If you wanna support that, as always, you can hit that subscribe button, leave a like on this video. If you are stuck around to the end, drop a blue heart in the comments, and until next time, I will see you soon.